Alright, so this is the Alpine ILX-F409. I bought it last week, well, recently actually, and installed it on my 2013 Honda Civic Si. Pretty easy process, to be honest. A lot of wiring that goes along with it. Usually, mainly because of the iDatalink Maestro. So I did add iDatalink Maestro just to have a lot of functions. When it comes to that, so the iDatalink Maestro does retain the volume and tracking buttons here, as well as the menu on the steering wheel. But for some reason, I still cannot get these buttons to work. This is the Bluetooth button, so the answer call, hang up call, or voice function to work. That being said, the reason why I think it's not available for me is because, as I mentioned, mine is a 2013, but I recently, or not really recently, but about a couple years ago, I upgraded to a 2014 or 2015 Si radio, which is the touchscreen radio that goes in the dash. When I did that, one of the connectors, the C connector from the 14 or 15, was different than it was for the 2013. So I had to cut the connector from the 2013, well, from my harness really, and splice on the connector for the 14 or 15. When I did that, there were two wires that didn't have a slot in the connector for the 14 or 15. So from reading wiring diagrams, I actually added more wire, spliced in a little extra wire to connect it to the connectors where they should have gone. But even then, having connected all the wires, I still don't have access to the Bluetooth buttons on the steering wheel. Aside from that, everything else works. Everything is really smooth on this screen. Let me close the sunshade a little bit. Really smooth. Very happy with the radio. Let's turn on the screen a little bit. So this is the screen. As you can see, very responsive when it comes to the touch screen. Super happy with it. When I click on the radio, you'll see the radio there. Let's turn the volume up a little bit. Okay, so there's a little volume. Now, when it comes to this head unit, when I did the install, I retained the factory amp, so everything is still connected to the factory amp. Actually, that's the only factory thing. The speakers are aftermarket. So I am going to upgrade the amp later on. But one of the main reasons why I added this radio is because of Android Auto. So let me connect my USB port. Okay, so I connected my USB port, so now we are going into Android Auto. So here you can see Android Auto's playing, and I have my YouTube music playing. Just to get an example of that. You can go there. So, pretty cool feature. That's one of the main reasons why I got this radio, is because I wanted Android Auto. So the 1415 radio did not have that option. There was never an update released for that particular radio to have that option available for Civic owners. They did release it for the 16 and up or the 10th gen Civics. But anyway, so Android Auto is available. You have access to all your apps. The Alpine button will take you back to the regular Alpine home screen. You can also click on the home screen at the bottom. Now the buttons at the bottom are capacitive. The screen is capacitive. So pretty cool feature with that. Smooth as a cell phone. For Android Auto, as you can see, it runs smooth, not as smooth as the regular screen, but smooth nonetheless. You have access to your apps, texting, messaging, podcasts, whatever you use for, you can use on Android Auto. Let's pause that there. So yeah, pretty cool feature. Let's go back to the home screen. Alright, so let's go back to the radio to have that playing. So we have that going on. Other features here. Another thing that I liked about this, since I did the 14 or 15 swap for the head unit, I also swapped out the HDMI port and the USB port that come in the 14 or 15. So I did the full swap with that. And for the HDMI port, I do have Amazon Fire Stick connected. That being said, let me get my controller here real quick. Alright, and let's go to HDMI. So right now we have Amazon Fire Stick playing. Let's go back to home. And here, I'm at my house, so it's connected to my Wi-Fi. That's why I still have service. But usually, if you want to use this on the road, you're gonna have to have mobile hotspot to connect your Amazon Fire Stick to that. But I have it connected to my Wi-Fi. So let's take a look at the quality of the HDMI. So the screen is a 480p. When I connected the HDMI, it automatically switched to 720p. But from my understanding, it's a 480p screen, so I'm not sure how that works. But that is available. So let's play a little video here to see the quality. Let's turn up the volume a little bit. Let's rewind that a bit. Let's go a little more. Okay. Whoops. Oh, the volume's not playing because of the phone being connected. Here, let me pause that real quick. Okay, there we go. So yeah, screen looks amazing. Very bright, very vibrant, very good resolution there. Volume is great. So yeah, pretty happy with this. Another thing I added too is a bypass for the e-brake. So right now my e-brake is up, e-brake is down, and it's still playing. So that's a cool feature. The bypass is also available. I bought it on Amazon, I believe it was, or eBay, one of those. I'll post a description or a link in the description, really, and all the items too. So when it comes to this, let me mute that real quick. I've gotten adapters. There are adapters available to retain your HDMI port and your USB port. So like that, you don't have to use the included, let's say, extended USB cable and have it like connected somewhere on your car. I wanted to retain the factory look, so I have adapters for both of those ports connected. One thing about this particular head unit, it only has one USB port, so that's kind of a bummer, but I worked with it. HDMI port is a regular HDMI port, but as you may know, the Honda HDMI connector is its own proprietary connector, so there is an adapter for that. It's like $20. Again, I'll have that in the description. But overall, really happy with this radio. Let's look at the settings here. So we have settings. We have general settings for all items, connections, camera. As for the rear camera, so you can see, select here, rear is on. Camera signal, you can change that. I'm not sure really what that does, so I just leave it as is. Parking adjustment lines, they don't really work well for my particular camera, but they're there. You can always customize that if you'd like. To connect my camera, so I had a 2013, it didn't connect directly to the radio, it connected to the IMID. So I just spliced some wires into the IMID, into an RCA cable, and connected that to the rear port. The microphone for the radio, it is a proprietary microphone. I was reading up on splicing it into the factory microphone, but from what I've read, it wouldn't give you the proper sound from it. It'll have a lot of background noises coming through. So I just connected that and install the wire up here. I tried connecting it, or tried to install it into the actual microphone section there, but it wasn't going to look good. It wasn't going to fit, actually. So I just have it there. I ran the wire through there and the headliner, down the A-pillar, through the dash to the back of my radio. So that is that. And then sound, you can you have the media expander. So I do have that set up for Android Auto. All MX should have been at 3. So I have it at 3. That sounds the best for me. Equalizers, preset equalizer, you can do that. Fade balancing, and then graphic equalizer. You can work on that. So I did mine there. But yeah, overall, great radio. Very happy with it. that's really a quick overview about this radio. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer as best as I can. Thanks for watching.